Welcome to the channel, guys. Let me move this over a little bit more. There we go. Today we're going to do a review on the Jaxx Power True Wireless Earbuds. Now, this is a product that you can find at Five Below, like some of the others that I normally review. It is $8, just so you know right off the bat. It's not a $5 product, it's $8. And it does have a considerable battery life, but there are some, what's the word we're looking for here? Disadvantages to owning this particular headset. Anyway, let's hop into this review and talk about the good and the bad. First things first, this is micro USB. So let me put this out of the way so the camera could focus on the product. As you see here, micro USB for the charger. That's one. It does, of course, come with the instructions, and it actually explains exactly how to, right here, the functionality of the buttons, which we're going to do that in real time so you guys can actually see, because there are physical buttons on the headset. This is the box itself. And of course, this is the headset. It doesn't come with any type of ear tips because it is an open ear design. So with that being said, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys a pair of headphones if you're looking for something more higher end. But if you're on a budget, you may want to consider these. Now, first things first, this doubles down as a power bank, like the name suggests power. And you can obviously charge these. So right here, you have your micro USB where the charger belongs, right here. There you go, now I can focus. And then you have your outlet right here. Now, what you would do is, let's say you have a iPhone charger with the bigger USB-A, I believe it's called. Actually, here, in fact, this end right here, this piece right here, you would plug your phone to this end, whether it's USB-C or not, and you would put this right here. And what that would do is it'll allow you to use the power bank, the box itself, to actually charge any device. Now, just in case you're wondering how big this device is in terms of battery life, it is 1600 mAh, meaning normally that's used to charge the earbuds. But if you use it to charge the phone, you're not going to get a half a charge. I doubt you're even going to get maybe, 10 to 20%, depending on the device that you get. But just be careful with that, because some phones fast charge, some phones sap more energy when charging, so you won't have life in your earbuds. Anywho, when you search these up, these are actually called the Power Bank TWS, which I'll show in real time when we sync. You do get a playtime of a total of 20 hours with this headset. It will take 3 to 4 hours to actually charge this completely, or 3 to 4 hours to actually charge this headset, just so you know. And of course, when you take it out of the case, this will start blinking. This one won't blink because it's actually synced to the other bud. So once it's synced, that's when you can go into the Bluetooth settings and actually sync the buds. But for video purposes right now, I'm just showing you guys how the buds actually look. So it does have that open ear design where there aren't going to be any tips. So it will feel probably a little loose depending in some people's ear, but it's supposed to feel that way so you don't have that built up pressure of having the rubber tip that other headphones have in your ear. Now, these are also Bluetooth 5.1. Get about 32.8, so I'm going to go ahead and say 32 feet in terms of range, just to kind of round that off to not the nearest number, but a number below it, just to be safe. And like we already talked about, 1600 in the case in terms of battery life. Now, this is the part that actually matters. Let's look at the aesthetic and design, because some people don't like ugly headphones. This is a little chunky in terms of the case. And what I want to do is I want to show you another pair of earbuds. These are called the Anker Life Note 3S, I believe. Now, when you compare the case, it's a huge difference in the size of the case, thickness and all. But this is a much more expensive product. I believe these are $69.99. So you're going to have a different product. But I did a review on these in case you're wondering. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do is sync this product in real time. Pull out my trusty phone. I'm going to take this. We're going to let this sync to each other first. All right. Then we are going to go through the process of actually syncing this headset. Let me just get to my Bluetooth and I'll show you guys in real time. Here we are. All right, popped up. So these are actually called the Power Bank TWS, like I discussed earlier. A lot of times when you look at earbuds, especially from Five Below or other companies, these like, not gonna say off-brand, but not well-known companies, the name of the headset tends to be different than what's on the box. So now that the headset is set, let's go ahead and listen to some music. and we're going to do the usual test. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you guys. Right here is a physical power button. It's not touch, it's a physical power button. So that is how you change your settings. So let's go to some music. What we got here? No, let's do some initial D. The operation couldn't be completed. Wow. And I want to tell you what just happened. Even though I synced these headphones, let's see if it works now. It works now. They had disconnected for a moment and then reconnected. So that's taken care of. All right, so it's playing now. Wait for the beat to drop. I go crazy thinking about you. I need your love as I'm on fire. Okay, so right off the bat, I will honestly say that this, in terms of sound, is a very, 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 very cheap headset. I actually reviewed a headset prior to this called the Live Love Music Air, I believe they were called, and they had a different name in the settings. But those had bass, they had better sound. Battery life was worth at 12 hours total, but it was just a better sound. And the problem with these types of headphones is that because there's so many being made, some are hit and miss, some are, gems in the rough. As a matter of fact, I believe it just disconnected. Yep, it did. It had disconnected a moment ago when I stopped playing music. And the moment I hit play, it automatically reconnected. So I don't know if that's a feature of the headset. It doesn't say anything in there about it being a feature. But okay. So let's go ahead and get these settings together. So if you short press one time, it'll pause. If you do it again, I didn't even touch it. Okay, so one press pauses, one press actually plays the music again. In addition to that, that works on either side. If you hold it for 1 second on the right side, it makes the song go forward. If you hold it once on the left side, which I'm doing that right now, it makes the song go backwards. So it did actually reset the song. Now, just for people that aren't aware of this, if for any reason you're playing a song and it's playing like what you see right now, a few seconds within the song, instead of making it go to the last song, it's just going to reset the current song over again. So you will have to actually do that twice and fast. So that feature does work. If you double click, this thing is actually hard to press. Hold on, let me press that. Seriously? There we go. If you double click fast, it'll actually raise your volume. Then these controls are, I'll be honest, these controls are very, very mediocre. And the reason is this little, let me pull these up. This pixel I love to, there we go. This button is so, look at it. If you have a regular size finger, because this button is not indented, but it's like the same level as the actual earbud itself, it's very, very difficult to press this button in. Well, if it's in your ear, it's a little bit easier, but I actually wanted to show you guys in real time. So to be honest, unless you have small fingers, if you have big beefy fingers, you're going to have a hard time pressing the actual button on this headset. In addition to that, it might actually press into your ear a little bit harder. When I did that with the left ear, I did have to press harder into my ear where it pressed and pushed against I'm about to say temples, but the inside of my eardrum. Now, not eardrum, but you know what I mean, the inside carving of my ear. I forget what that's called, the scientific term. Now, what I'm going to do now is check to see if you can use this in mono mode, which is one ear by itself, left ear or right ear by itself. All right, so first, let's do the right ear. All right, disconnect it, but it's still playing. It actually paused for a moment. All right, took it out of the case. I'm waiting for the left earbud to reconnect to the right earbud. It has not done it yet, and this is a real time thing. Press the button, see, maybe it'll, nothing. All right. All right, it reconnected finally now. So I'm putting the right earbud in. All right, so you can definitely play with the left earbud or the right earbud by itself. That's a good thing. That's actually a very good thing with this particular headset. Now, I'm just going to I'm not doing any more tests on this thing. I did do the phone call test and it didn't seem that loud. My wife said I sound not so much cloudy, but it was just I sound really, really low. So it doesn't do a very good job with the speakers when talking to other people. They can hear you, but you do sound low. It is slightly muffled, but not to the point where, you know, some headsets are so bad you just need to just use them strictly for music. It is still usable for everyday use, but again, the quality of sound on this is not good at all. In addition to that, it's hard to press the buttons when they're in your ear or outside of your ear because they just made the button, I'm about to say, so gosh darn small. They made the button super small right here. I don't like that. It should have been much bigger, or they could at least made it protrude. I get it for aesthetic reasons. They don't want it to stick out. It does make a headset look cheap that way. But if you get used to pressing that button, then you shouldn't have any issues. But I did have to press it, and it kind of pushed in my ear because you have to be very precise with the touches. Otherwise, the functionality won't work. Like you double tap fast to make it go up on the right ear, double tap fast on the left to make it go low. Single tap answers calls and hangs up. I forgot to mention that part, but it also pauses and unpauses music. And when you hold it for 1 second, it'll skip the song or skip backwards on the left-hand side. So the functionality does work. But again, like I said earlier in this video, the problem that I had when I first tried these out, this wasn't the first time I used them, of course, just so you know, for this review video. I just went through the unboxing and let you know what's inside the box for obviously reasons you will want to know if you decide to purchase this, because you'll see these at Five Below, probably a lot of them. And granted, the battery life is the best feature about this. The sound isn't anything I will really write home about. I know there are going to be some people that say they're perfectly fine with it, which don't get me wrong, it's not horrible. Like I've heard some horrible sounds where it was just like you was just someone was sitting on your face and you couldn't even hear anything. Like or breathe or terrible example, but the point is they were bad. They were really bad. But with this particular one, personally, I can't really suggest buying these, especially if you walk into the store and you see the Live Love Music earbuds, like they say AIR on them, and they come in different colors: blue, red, I think, white, and black, different colors. Those blow these away out of the water. When it comes to connectivity, even though these are Bluetooth 5.1. You saw it in real time. I put the earbud in a case. I took it back out of the ear. It didn't reconnect right away. I had to pop it back in a case and to disconnect and then pick it back up. And then it finally decided, oh, the other earbud's not in the case. Let me connect. So it does have connectivity issues, in my opinion. If you're one of those people where you just use one earbud at a time, you'll be perfectly fine. But again, when I first initially connected it, the earbuds disconnected, then I hit play, then it reconnected. So I doubt it has a feature where it goes on standby and disconnects on its own, then reconnects. Maybe it does, but it doesn't say anything like that in the actual settings of the headset. In addition to that, these don't have any type of IP rating. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. So don't go swimming, don't go out in the rain with these. Don't do any of that stuff. I don't even know if these things, honestly, for the $8 price tag, I wouldn't even say that these things should get wet at all. Like just wear a hat or hoodie or wear another headset that it actually is IP if you decide to go outside. So if we're talking about the price wise, price wise, it's $8 and people are going to say, well, it's $8. What do you expect? Well, when you do enough headphone reviews and you try enough headphones, it's one thing to say it's $8. And if it's good, it's another thing when you've had better $5, better $6, better $7, better $8 headphones at the same store. So this is a major no for me. Now, again, battery life is 20 hours. For those that like the open ear design and don't want that rubber earbud in their ear, I do understand why you would go with this. And it's, again, for longevity purposes, I don't know how the connectivity on this is actually going to be. But if you're okay with the design, you're okay with the thick brick design and the charger on the front, I'll let you know if it's charging the headset right here. Yeah, go ahead and get them. It's just that the connectivity for me is a huge problem. And if I don't feel secure about whether I take it out the case, it's actually going to connect, then I can't really suggest a product. Now, with that being said, let's push it to the side. And for those that are looking for the same type of headset, but a more better brand at a higher price point, then these are the Anker Life Note 3S, where you press this, it shows the actual battery life of the headset, but I actually have this open right now, so that's why it's doing that. These bad boys, I can sit on the train, what's it called? I forget what the L called in Philadelphia, but taking to work. And they also, here we go. And they also have this right here where that open design. I love these. They work very, very well. Super clear. I could talk on the subway with these, with the train howling and screaming and everything. I like these headphones, but they are more expensive. These are $69.99. And even that price point is still affordable if you have more money. You're like, well, you know what? I want something that's better, that will last longer, that's, you know, more up to date than the Five Below. So if you want the Five Below version, here you are. If you want the higher end version, that's not quite Apple, not quite Samsung, but still gives you that amazing sound and quality and bass and stuff, these surprisingly have a bass feature on them, which I turned on, and I love it. But anyway, there's not an ad about these. I personally can't say yes to these for the connectivity issues, but if connectivity isn't an issue for you and you're not listening to these as a main headset, or you're just like, you know, I just need something to watch a podcast while I'm at work, something small and not too obvious, sure. But that's it. So anyway, video is way too long, it's over 16 minutes. Didn't mean it for it to be that way, but I kind of wanted to give you guys a more accurate, realistic opinion about these, because again, I'm only going to compare these type of headphones to other Five Below headphones, and I've heard better from Five Below. And I'm just being honest. But yes, these also come in different colors. Black, I know for a fact. I think it's blue. I know this is like a green color. I don't know how well this Pixel picks up the color of the headset, but it is green. But anyway, that's the video. This is way too long. I will see you guys in the next one.